I still remember the energy on September 16, 2024 amongst the investors. It was a festival for the markets. This was the day
Bajaj Housing Finance.
got listed in the market. Now the IPO price band was 70 rupees. But when the stock got listed, it did not just open. It exploded. It got listed at 150 rupees, a staggering 114% premium. But the stock did not just stop there. It kept on rallying till 165 on the very first day. For the next few days, it seemed like the stock would never stop. And at its peak, the stock made a high at 188 rupees. Investors who got in felt like they had the golden ticket. But then the music stopped. Fast forward 18 months later, the picture is dramatically different. A stock that felt invincible at that time is currently 50% down from its peak and trading near 91 rupees. So what on earth happened? Why did a stock with such a powerful brand and a blockbuster listing fall so hard? Is there a fundamental problem that we missed? And after a 50% crash, is it a broken stock which will never recover? Or is it a hidden opportunity that can mint money for us? So in this video, we are going to unravel the story of Bajaj Housing Finance. And now, let's begin. So to understand the stock, first we need to understand the hype and then only we can know what to do with the stock. Buy, hold or sell. So first we had the brand, Bajaj. For years, investors have seen Bajaj Finance create unimaginable wealth for the investors.
Loans, they are up 34% YOY and about 30.8% sequentially.
The stock has been up 45% in terms of year-to-date returns as
Now
well.
the stock is just 2.5% away from its all-time high level. Basis, the income also grew 16% in the quarter gone by.
And missing out on that story felt like a regret, and Bajaj Housing Finance felt like a chance to get into the next big thing from the same family. So this thought made the investors buy the stock. Second, the timing was perfect. The Indian housing story was the talk of the town. People were talking about rising incomes, urbanization, and the structural shift towards formal credit. Now, housing loans were seen as safe, and a well-run company in this space felt like a can't lose bet. And Bajaj Housing Finance, with its stellar track record, growing its AUM assets at 29% and profits at 45% between 2022 and 2025, was a perfect hero for this story. And finally, the quality was undeniable. This was not a company taking wild risks. Its loan book was pristine. 84% of its home loans were to salaried customers, and 76% of these customers had a CIBIL score above 750. And at an IPO price to book ratio of 3.2, it even seemed reasonably valued for a business of this quality. So you had the brand trust, a structural growth story, a clean balance sheet, and a bull market pushing everything on the upside. A perfect recipe for a blockbuster listing. In fact, during the IPO phase, we had also recommended subscribing to the IPO for listing gains to our premium members. And here is the proof of it. And I personally also got allotment in Bajaj Housing Finance. So once the stock got past the euphoric listing pop, we recommended booking profits at the right time. But honestly, by not being in premium, there are multiple things that you might be missing. Sometimes you may not subscribe for a good IPO altogether. And even if you do subscribe, you may not know when to book profits. And we all know what happens with IPOs after listing. Down. And even if you don't get the allotment, we also guide when to buy post listing. So you can join Rangavan Wealth Premium for swing trades and exclusive IPO recommendations. Now coming back to the video, the blockbuster listing was the problem. The IPO success was so massive that on day one, the stock's valuation already priced in years of future growth. The price to book ratio shot past 6.4. Now that's a valuation that demands perfection. It leaves no room for error, no room for a change in sentiment. And the sentiment did change. The market's euphoria began to fade, but two other factors were at play. First is supply. After the IPO, the promoter, Bajaj Finance, held a very high stake in the stock. But the market knew that to meet SEBI's rules, the promoter would eventually have to sell the shares to increase the supply in the market. And this selling began in December 2025. And the market knows that more is coming. So this supply overhang acts like a ceiling on the stock price, and the stock kept falling down. Second, macro environment. Interest rates remained high, making borrowing more expensive for the NBFCs. Global liquidity dried up. And in such an environment, financial stocks, especially those with high valuations, are the first to get hit. So the fall was not a sudden crash, it was a slow, painful deflation. The optimism faded, the supply concerns grew, and the market mood went bad. The stock corrected almost 50% from its top. So this brings us to the most important question for any investor today. Was the crash due to a fundamental weakness in the company, or was it just a case of a great story that got too expensive? Now, when you look at the business itself, the answer is clear. There is no sign of a fundamental breakdown in the company. Bajaj Housing Finance remains a well-run, conservative company. Its asset quality is stable. The NPAs are well under control. So if the business is fine, then what went wrong? It's simple. The expectations were too high. So the market, in its excitement, priced Bajaj Housing Finance like a high-growth consumer finance company like its parent. But Bajaj Housing Finance is a different game. It is a lower margin, lower risk, but a high competitive business. And once the market realized this, the stock had to correct even as the business performed well. So Bajaj Housing Finance is not a broken business. It is a classic case of a stock price running far ahead of its fundamentals. So this leads us to the final, crucial question. After a 50% correction, is the valuation reasonable now? See, the price to book ratio has come down significantly from its peak of 6. So it is now in a zone that you would associate with a quality housing finance company and not a hype-driven one. So here is how I see it. This is not a stock to buy aggressively in one go. So what does this all mean for investors? See, this is where we separate the story of the business from the reality of the stock price. Think of Bajaj Housing Finance as the star player, now sitting on the bench waiting for the coach to send them back to the game. See, the talent is undeniable, the fundamentals are strong. But right now, the momentum of the game, the sentiment is against it. So the stock is fighting to reclaim bullishness. But there is a major wall of resistance standing in its way, right around that 93 to 94 rupees zone. And this is not just a random number. It is a psychological barrier where sellers have previously stepped in. And guarding that wall is the 50-day moving average, a key indicator of short-term momentum and a key resistance. So for anyone holding the stock, this is not the time for emotional decisions or panic selling a good business. It is the time for strategy. The game plan is wait and watch. We need to see the stock price if it decisively breaks through that 93 to 94 rupees wall first. And a sustained move above this level would be the first signal that the sentiment is turning bullish. But that is not sufficient for me. I see strong bullish sentiments in the stock only if it closes above 110 rupees, about 200 SMA. Until then, it is a wait and watch. And if the stock does not sustain, then expect more downwards consolidation in the stock. And we wait for confirmation. because in the market driven by sentiment, patience is your ultimate power. And this is exactly why we keep our premium members ahead, especially with IPO updates. Missing the right IPO, missing the right exit, or not knowing the post-listing strategy can cost you real money. So you can solve your queries directly by contacting on this number before making the payment, because your growth is our priority. And this was Sanika from Rangavan Finance, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.